Welcome to Medica Nova Wellness Studio. I'm Dr. Angelika Maria Koch with the educational videos about optimal health and the most innovative and holistic approach to your well-being. In this week's video, a little bit shorter than usual, let's take a look at how you can manage and heal adverse effects of the current pandemic vaccination with natural and effective therapeutic tools. Lately in my practice, I've seen quite a lot of patients who have experienced some kind of form of adverse effects of the coronavirus vaccine. Now, please note, this video is not about discussing the controversial topic if vaccination is favored or not favored, but solely focuses on the event in case you should experience some kind of adverse reaction and then what to do about it. So I'm not interested in a vaccination debate, and I fully respect your autonomous choices here. So enjoy this video. To stay updated with my ongoing videos, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel, share and like it with your friends and families, and don't forget to click that bell as it notifies you every time I upload a new video. And thank you so much for your thumbs ups and likes, because it helps me to spread these videos to other channels as well. So let's take a look at the adverse effects of the vaccine. Now, it is not uncommon that some of us who have received the two coronavirus full vaccination protocol experience some kind of mild or strong after effects. Definitely pain in the arm of the site of the injection, some have uveitis, eye infections, to even full-blown flu symptoms. And in this video, I will share with you great tips how to heal this initial immune system reaction without affecting the effectiveness of the vaccine itself. But let's talk a little bit about the general sort of coronavirus symptomatology. Well, as you know by now, it's often like a mild or similar symptomatology to an upper respiratory infection, even to a common cold. While some may exhibit no symptoms at all, others, have these flu-like symptoms, usually starting in a time span of 3 to 13 days, which includes the fever, the shortness of breath, the cough, the runny nose, the headache, difficulty breathing, sore throat or chest pain, and of course in severe cases it can go into pneumonia, kidney failure, severe acute respiratory syndrome and so on. But that video is not about that, right? We just talk about how to meet these adverse effects. Of course, if you have experienced any symptoms like fever, cough, or difficulty breathing, or have recently traveled from an area with an ongoing spread, or have been in contact even with someone who is infected, of course you stay at home and you contact your healthcare practitioner, or you contact my practice Medica Nova. I have great protocols as well as very targeted homeopathic remedies which can help you to get over it. If you are interested in a health consultation either for yourself and or your children, contact me at Medica Nova at health@medicanova.net. Medica Nova is my practice for integrated and educational medicine. We offer a unique blend of natural and cutting-edge therapeutic tools from homeopathy, iridology, sclerology, systemic herbology, advanced biofeedback, and health and wellness coaching, and so much more. So book your appointment today. Let's talk about just natural prevention. Well, how to protect yourself. There's some sort of basic protective measures which I like to share with you, and just simple strategies to help you, to prevent to spread the virus in the first place. So wash your hands frequently. Of course, it's big time. Maintain distance. Yeah, we don't like social distancing, right? But sometimes it's a little bit helpful, particularly in crowded spaces. Clean and disinfect your surfaces. Make sure your environment is just, really clean. Avoid touching the eyes and the nose and the mouth. I think it is part of this protective hygiene protocol. And just, some say wear a mask, some say don't wear a mask, whatever you choose, it's right for you. But I would, in general, sort of stock up on supplies a little bit. So if you get a flu, it doesn't have to be coronavirus, but just now here in the Northern Hemisphere, the weather changes, fall is in full swing here, temperatures are dropping, and I expect people having a flu within the next 3-4 weeks. So it's good to have a little supply at home, just for the basics of the staple food, and maybe laundry detergent and diapers if you have a child at home, right? So it's like just be prepared a little bit. Now let's talk about the natural supplements. Now, in my practice, Medica Nova, and clinical experience, I always suggest to my patients the following protocol, which is vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams daily, vitamin D3, I would say 5,000 units daily, even up to 10,000 if your immune system is a little bit more weaker, zinc, 30 milligrams daily. I always bring in turmeric in combination with black pepper. And what I found is really sort of stabilizing the whole immune system over this long period of time now of onslaughts of viruses and bacteria. Mushrooms, fermented mushrooms, medicinal mushrooms, it's a comprehensive immune support, and they're really there to promote the immune system's natural ability to communicate and to react in the right way. They encourage a healthy and balanced immune response, and also they support the body's innate defense and repair the system. So there are different products out there, but look for medicinal mushrooms. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. So if you want to explore more about yourself, your wellness vision, what motivates you, and how to apply your strengths, qualities in achieving the very best of you, then contact Medica Nova Wellness Coaching at health@medicanova.net for your 3 months coaching program. I am coaching you to be well. So in the beginning I said this is going to be a short video, and it will be, because I really just want to give you this sort of bulletproof sort of weapons, how to meet these adverse effects, right? So we go straight to the homeopathic remedies in this video now. Although vaccine use should be more or less safe procedure, it can cause, like many other medicines, doesn't have to be vaccine, can be anything else, some kind of side effect, though mild in most cases. And this occurs from a natural response of the body while it is directed towards immunity building against the disease for which the vaccination is given in the first place. So these side effects last from a few hours to 1 or 2 days after the vaccination. And homeopathy here offers a very natural, effective, safe and gentle management of the various ailments that can arise after the vaccination. And that's why this video is so vital for you and important, because I will give you the remedies which work with your specific individual symptoms, and not just the sort of one fits for all remedy. These remedies are helpful to manage complaints such as fever, diarrhea. It's not common after the vaccination, suddenly you have loose stools, stomach pain, skin complaints, sleeplessness. There can be, of course, redness on the side of the injection, inflammation, swelling of the arm, I mentioned, weakness, headaches. There may be even excessive sleep. Totally the other side of sleeplessness. There can be a runny nose, nasal congestion, cough, and muscle and joint pains, which of course are all sort of flu symptoms. You recognize that? So in case of seizures, we do have homeopathic remedies as well, but as I said, we keep this quite simple in this video. Now in this video, again, let's cover the most common homeopathic remedies which you can purchase in your local health food store, as well as also you can get it online. So it's nothing too complicated. Now, if you have any questions, contact, of course, my practice, Medica Nova, at health@medicanova.net, or your professional homeopath and healthcare practitioner. But the dosage plan for adults, I would say 1 tablet every 2 to 3 hours until improvement kicks in, and then proceed with the next remedy in line. For example, I'll just share with you in a minute the remedies, but you started with the remedy Ledum, which is indicated for the sore arm, on the side of the injection. And then after 2 days you feel better, but then suddenly you start to have a high fever. The remedy Belladonna would be indicated. So you maybe have to go from one remedy to the next. But as I said, if you have any questions, you need more guidelines, contact me at Medica Nova. So let's talk about the first remedy. It's called Ledum palustre. It's a fantastic remedy, and it's indicated for swelling and redness and inflammation of the arm. It's really the foremost remedy in homeopathy. We call it for punctured wounds, and when you have a prick with a needle, we call that a punctured wound. And here it is beneficial to manage the swelling, the redness and the inflammation in the arm after the vaccination injection. It's generally also considered a great preventative remedy for the side effects of any vaccination. So I would start with Ledum 30, 1 tablet 2 to 3 hours, maybe for a whole day, and see how this works. If the next day you feel like, I feel a little better, but really it's still painful, continue it for the second day, and then just step back and see. By then you should feel much better already. I mean, people say sometimes the pain in the arm is so bad that they couldn't even lift the arm. So, and as I said, everyone reacts differently. Most have more the stronger reaction with the second vaccination. Now, let's say you have taken your Ledum, the remedy, but then you suddenly come up with a high fever, and really high fever. Then you would move on to the remedy Belladonna 30. It's really effective to manage fever after vaccination. And here we have a strong heat stage. It's quite prominent within the body. It can be burning heat over the whole body, but especially mostly in the head, around the head area and the face. The body feels like it's burning like hot fire. And there is the redness in the face, maybe cheeks are all red. There can be some anxiety and restlessness with this internal heat with the body. But usually there is also a chill stage involved. So you maybe have cold feet, but your head is very hot. That's we call it intermittent fever stage. There can be really a violent chill felt in the back of your body. But really it's more related to high fevers. And also there could be an indication for that if your arm at the side of the injection is really red and really inflamed, really swollen, right? It's not just Ledum. You maybe have taken Ledum, but it didn't help so much, but there is now really hotness around the arm. Belladonna would be a great remedy here as well. Some of us experience maybe just a runny nose and a nasal congestion, which is quite predominant. So Arsenicum album 30 would be a great remedy here. Often we see this profuse watery discharge from the nose. There can be a burning sensation around the nostrils, so it means we excoriating the skin. Skin gets quite sore. In some cases there can be a stoppage of the nose and fluent runny nose at another day, or alternating with each other. But usually with Arsenicum album you see a great exhaustion and weakness. And I've seen that in quite a lot of patients, that they suddenly experience flu symptoms but are very exhausted, right? Very tired as well. There's another remedy, Gelsemium comes to mind also when you have this muscle pain. But Arsenicum album with this runny nose and this nasal congestion is a good remedy. Others experience sort of joint pain or muscle pain only. And that would be the remedy Rhus toxicodendron. It's a fantastic remedy when you have muscle pain after vaccination. The pain may be worse on the rest, but it's sort of better on beginning of the motion, or when you get up from a chair, right? And you feel the stiffness and the joint pains, but continued movement makes it better. That would be Rhus tox in a way. And the stiffness also gets away or gets better when you apply warm applications. It's a great one. Others told me that they suddenly experienced diarrhea, right, loose stool. So a well-indicated remedy here would be Podophyllum, and you get that in your health food store as well. So these are all easy remedies, but they're very effective. So if you have experienced watery stools, profuse, even gushing, right, after the vaccination, it can be yellowish or greenish in color even. Sure, it has maybe sometimes an offensive smell, can be even frothy a little bit, or mucus sometimes involved there. Definitely sudden stool, right? There may be flatus is involved as well. The remedy Podophyllum would be very helpful here. And often the urge for this sudden, going to the bathroom suddenly, the diarrhea, can happen immediately after eating and drinking. The diarrhea in general is painless. You don't have sort of cramping in your abdomen. There may be some gurgling involved, right? But what can happen, because you just have to go to the bathroom so often, there can be intense nausea involved. And often after the diarrhea, or once you have been gone to the bathroom, you feel quite weak, right, and exhausted. So Podophyllum is great. So think about that. Now others experience skin reactions, rashes all over the body. I've seen that too. And I would suggest the homeopathic remedy sulfur here. And particularly if you have seen eruptions, right, you actually see them, and they are quite marked, usually happen on the scalp, the face, and the legs, and they're quite itchy, especially after you've taken a shower or the warmth of the bed. There can be some scabby eruptions on the scalp as well, the arms and the legs. It's not uncommon. So sulfur would be a great remedy. Sulfur 30, the potency. If you take 1 tablet every 2 to 3 hours for a day or two, that should definitely help. There is another remedy which we have, which manages skin rash, called Apis mellifica, made from the bee actually. And here we see rashes which appear after vaccination as well, but often there's more of a stinging and a burning pain involved, right? Often the site of the injection is very swollen, it's red, and there is literally this burning sensation, not itchiness, but burning, right? And the redness is involved. A little bit like Belladonna as well. But and of course, that part of the body would be very sensitive to any touch. And so that would give away the remedy Apis. Others have experienced just a cough, right? And it's quite strong. Or they started off with the high fever, and then suddenly they ended up with the cough. I've seen that many times too. Drosera 30 would be a great remedy here when you have an irritating cough. And it's quite dry, right? It's a dry cough, it's an irritating cough, and along with the cough comes this sort of dryness and the tickling sensation. Often the cough gets worse when you lie down, so you go to bed and put your head on the pillow. Suddenly that cough gets really worse. You can't sleep, or during the night you start coughing, whereas during the day you feel better, right? Drosera would be a good remedy. Now, if you have a loose rattling cough, not dry, but loose rattling, right? The mucus is there, you hear the rattling of the mucus in the chest, The cough can be present day and night at that point. You also have really sort of the congested feeling in the chest from the mucus, but the phlegm is quite difficult to bring up. You have a hard time. The remedy would be Antimonium tartaricum 30. Again, 1 tablet every 2 to 3 hours, maybe for 2 or 3 days, and then see how that goes. And it would really help you to bring up that phlegm more, so the chest can heal. Right, so there is a difference between a dry cough, an irritating cough, and a loose and a wet cough, and so really look out for that. Now, in homeopathy, we also have remedies which really cover a wide kaleidoscope of symptoms of adverse effects of vaccination. And once you go through these stages and have taken your remedy, I then would give a remedy or suggest a remedy to you to close the entire protocol, just to make sure you cover all of the adverse effects. And this remedy would be called Thuya. And here I would bring in a higher potency called 200, and it's a top grade remedy. It's the leading remedy for managing numerous complaints arising after vaccination. Now, firstly, it is indicated again for diarrhea. I mentioned that after vaccination it also helps in stomach pain in such cases. It can cover skin complaints, skin eruption and skin growth that follow vaccination. It also covers cases of seizures maybe. But next, it works effectively to manage even sleeplessness that follows vaccination. And lastly, it helps cases of weakness of the legs that occur maybe. It's, I would say take your initial remedies first and then finish it up with Thuya as a remedy. It's fantastic. Just 1 tablet. You don't need more. Right? That's the beauty of homeopathy. It's not about the quantity of tablets you take, it's about the quality. Now, we also have another remedy called Silicea. Again, we use it as sort of a closing remedy. And here we have other symptoms which are more predominant here, like managing the redness, inflammation and swelling of the arm, which I mentioned with Ledum and Belladonna as well. But next, it helps to manage weakness and lack of stamina, right? It's like when you just feel like, since that vaccination, I just can't get myself together again. Another main indication is this nausea, loose motion, right, that appear after vaccination, like the diarrhea, headache. But here we have the excessive sleep after vaccination. So Thuya brings the sleeplessness, covers it, whereas Silicea we see often the excessive sleep from the vaccination. It's well managed with this remedy. Of course, it's also indicated for seizures and weight loss, definitely is part of that. But here you need a healthcare practitioner and a professional homeopath. But I just want to say, we have natural, beautiful remedies here to meet this situation of adverse effects of vaccination. We have other remedies specific for seizures. One is called cicuta or malandrium for dry and rough skin if it comes up. But I want to keep it as simple as possible. So I hope today's short video, yet packed with educational information and useful guideline, has given you some insight and a positive outlook that you can deal with these adverse effects of the vaccination and don't just have to bite your lip together and just bear it, right, and hope it gets better, because that's not the way how to deal with. So if you have any questions about the suggested treatment protocols, or you want to know about how to take these remedies, contact my practice Medica Nova at health@medicanova.net or my website medicanova.net. And here I would like to introduce you to Medica Nova Online Academy, where you will find university standard certified home study online courses in the subject of homeopathy, a practical guide for the whole family and beyond, or you want to know how to apply homeopathy during pregnancy, birth and postnatal care, or you always wanted to know how to apply and learn health and wellness coaching, integrated mental health, if you want to take a leap into quantum healing, or read my book, The Dance of Your Core Healing, go for it. You know, this is the place to go. I've created these courses, and they're, as I said, university standard courses. I am also an adjunct professor at the university, where I teach long time courses in integrated medicine, and so I know very well how to take care of students and how to give you the highest quality of online education. So have a look and enjoy. Until next time, take care.